Yo, I'm a batty daddy in the gym on the live. Pushing heavy weights, man, makes me feel alive. Get home from a long day at work just to see the smile on the kids as they go berserk. Can't wait to catch a cold one with the bro. Shooting the shit and prepping for the show. Counting down the days for the weekend just to get no sleep and then do it all again.
Episode 6, Batty Daddy.
Let's
Kevin
go.
Pruitt, Taylor McCullough, a.k.a. Big Husky. I want to take this moment to say thank you to our wives for letting us do this, because without them, this is not possible. So they're putting the kids to sleep. We're hanging out, doing the pod, and it's been a good time. We watched Canada beat up on USA in hockey. And is there anything that brings people together more than sports? Like, we don't watch a lot of hockey, and I didn't grow up playing hockey. I didn't grow up watching hockey. And here we are rooting for guys that we don't watch often, but it was a good time, though.
Yeah, but if you're a Stars fan, you know who McDavid is.
Everybody knows who McDavid is.
And McDavid just scored the game-winning goal against USA. He shouldn't be allowed to play in the NHL. Like, stay on your border. Go over there. You support Canada. Play Canadian hockey like you're supposed to. I don't want to see you in the States playing hockey. That's where I'm at.
Taylor is now a very enthusiastic hockey fan.
I know who McDavid was just from the Stars playing last year. He's got to be arguably one of the best players in the NHL right now.
They say he's the best. Yeah. And again, football, basketball, even baseball a little bit. We can definitely talk that. But when it comes to hockey, I think we're both casuals. Would you say that?
Yeah.
But when the USA is playing anything, soccer or Olympics, we're going to tune in and root. And we're on the wrong end of it tonight. So.
But you're talking about supporting your country. It was USA versus Canada. We won the battle. We didn't win the war, but we won the battle for sure. Because Canada shit on our anthem, and we said, no, that's not going to be allowed in America.
I think that's such an American point of view. Like, we're always winners. Like, we always have to be winners. Let's accept that they beat us in hockey. They're better at hockey. Like, traditionally, Canada's better at hockey than we are.
We played them 2 times. We're 50-50 right now.
That's a good point.
And in a championship game, it's the best out of what? 5?
Typically 5, 7.
So there should be another game.
So should there be another Super Bowl?
No. I don't want to watch Kansas City and Philadelphia again, brother. I'm good. I'm tapped out. We've moved on. This ship has sailed.
No more football for us this year.
Also, if you've tuned in, you see me spitting often. It's because I have taken part of the Zen bandwagon. But so when you see me spitting, that's what I'm doing. I have a Zen or something in my mouth. So I dipped sophomore year of high school. I dipped for like a couple months. And I was at a party. And I was drinking beer, like junior year, probably high school. And I was dipping and drinking a beer, and I swallowed my dip, like real dip, not the shit we have today. And I was like, I just started throwing up. Until this day, I can't stand the smell of like true tobacco. I can put it in for 15 seconds and I got to take it out. I can't do it.
I had a similar experience in high school. My first ever dip was the same. We were playing poker. I don't know if you remember, at my parents' shed in my backyard. I had a few poker tournaments out there.
You didn't invite me because I would have won. But continue.
We will have a Batty Daddy poker tournament soon, and I'll go live. And we will see who wins the Batty Daddy tournament. There's a lot of stake.
Have you beat me in heads up poker game? I don't think so.
On Poker Bros.
That's not heads up. And you cheated. You finagled that whole monopoly that you congrued. That's a sore subject. We're not going to go on, the COVID, what do you do to pass time and make money and not include your brothers on? But, that's for you, not for me.
Hey, COVID poker That is a time, honestly, that we could go back and be like, man, that was a fun time. Like, I still think about how we would construct,
Not we. You would construct.
program
We built. We
poker,
built.
a
You
poker community
constructed.
during COVID because nobody had anything to do during COVID. And we were all sitting around saying, what can we do? And we stumbled upon this app that could play poker and get multiple people involved. And at times we had 40, 50 people.
That you can make money off of.
And not on that one. Not on that one.
Oh, you branched out.
Branched out.
Elon Musk.
Got a different brand and a different app. And
Did you include me in it or no?
you were involved. You were
No, I was not
invited.
involved. I was invited,
You were invited for sure.
not involved.
It all started from my Facebook post of who wants to play poker.
Who was championing it?
I constructed multiple tournaments on Poker app.
You
True,
got.
true or false?
I don't know. I don't know if that's
I
true.
still have the memory pop up on my Facebook of my status and says, "Hey guys, I'm creating a poker tournament. Let me know if you want in." And there's 40 plus people that joined tournament on that app. And then we moved over to a different app.
I still have text receipts of you texting me and my mom like, "Hey, I think I'm gonna do this. Are y'all in?" We're like, "Yeah, we're in."
I don't know. I gotta see those receipts.
Yeah, oh, I will send those receipts. Listen, Joe's in his death grave right now. Just
Joe made money off me on that shit. I remember I was heads up with Joe. That dude took $200 from me. And you know what his response was? ROFLMAO or whatever it was. Rolling up for
Yeah.
laughing my ass off.
yeah, because
He
y'all
took my money
y'all
and he
fleeced
ran
us.
with it.
y'all fleeced us for sure. You fleeced for sure.
Listen, we will have a Batty Daddy poker tournament soon, and I will have a POV camera, and we'll have an overhead camera of the whole board. We'll have a poker tournament. Let's do it. It'll be fun.
How many times have you beat me in poker on the table?
Look, I'll say this. You are a good poker player, and I don't know why.
Me neither, dude.
Like, I think that you're kind of oblivious to a few things on the board and what's the right move by the book. And I think it plays in your favor.
That's fair for sure.
I think you're a good person reader. You have a good idea of who the person is when they approach the table. But I don't think that you read a poker player like a professional poker, like your mom. Like your mom can read a poker player and she
Oh.
knows their strategy. She looks deep into it. I don't think that you do that. I think you do it more on a surface level of like, no, I'm calling your bluff right now type of deal. Not more of a strategy bluff.
So I'm gonna clue you in here. If me and you play heads up, I'm never bluffing you because I know you're not gonna bluff me. So that's how I'm gonna play.
I bluffed you a couple of times, and I've taken those pots,
But you didn't win.
and there's a few times.
But this is what poker is. It's like lessons learned. So there's a time and a place to like hedge your bets. Early on, I'm gonna bluff for sure, but I'm a straight up poker player. With my mom, I know she thinks I'm bluffing like 90% of the time. And when me and her go heads up, I know she's just calling me just to see.
Yeah.
And so I know- I know how to play my mom.
You want to see what the other person has. If it's a small investment to see the result, then yeah, that's a good call.
So are you saying right now, because what I'm hearing is that you're saying that I'm a better poker player.
Well, I will say this. The stats show of the previous tournaments that we've had locally at your house or my house, yes, you have finished higher. Yes. But I think I'm a pretty good poker player.
I didn't say you were bad.
I'm not a bad liar. Like, I'm not a bad liar, but I think that when I hope that I can kind of play that role and be a bluffer sometimes.
I don't think you're a bluffer because when you bluff, I know you're bluffing. And when you have a
I'm
good
very
hand,
strategic.
it's one or the other. When you play, I know you either have something or you don't. And that's 90% of the players, so that sounds stupid. But I'm just telling you, I can tell when you have a hand and when you don't.
Like growing up, we had a lot of poker avenues with like online poker and then like backyard poker games that we were introduced to poker at a very early age. And it's still a fun part of our friendship. You know, we still get a group of people together and play poker, and it's a lot of fun. And I think we should do that as a Batty Daddy group. and get a couple tournaments going and see who's the king of poker.
I'm gonna leave you with this. Me and my mom went and played a poker tournament in WinStar. There was like 150 players. I placed in the top 50. My mom didn't place in the top 50. My mom's a good poker player. I'm not saying I'm better
She
than
is
her.
a very good poker.
I'm not saying I'm better than my mom, but I can play the game. I don't know why. I don't know how. I just play the game. But now, if you put me in like 1-2 no limit, like straight up, I suck. Because I play poker like I do, like I'm gambling with 90% of the time I do. And you got sharks on the table. And that's a problem with poker. It's like, you got to realize, you got to take yourself away from the game and realize who you're playing with and how you're playing. And if you realize the stake that players have in hands, you can go a lot further than just playing straight up poker. And that's what I've learned. I don't play by the book. I definitely don't play the book, just like I don't in blackjack. Like,
If you don't play by the book on blackjack, the rest of the table is going to lose faith in you.
and that's where it's messed up. Is because it's all about the casino and you as a player. And so this is where blackjack is flawed to me at its core. Because you got a handful of players at the table that know what they're doing, and then because you're playing because of a feeling or because you think, I don't really want to hit, I know I should hit, but I'm not gonna hit, and then you bust, but everybody else wins, and the dealer busts, you help the table, but that doesn't help me. Gambling is a me sport.
It is. At the end of the day, how many chips are in front of you, right? I mean, there's nothing worse than you losing the table winning and you're walking away. But there is a community win, and it's a vibe, and it's like an uplifting feeling.
I can do that when I'm at the table with like you and other people, and you're like, hey, don't hit. But if I'm at a table with no blows, I'm hitting. I don't care. I'm sorry. I'm a bad blackjack player. That's why I hate the game of blackjack, because I want to win. I'm not in it so you can win or the guy next to me can win. I'm in it so I can win. That's $75 I have in the pot right now. You want me to just pass so you can hit and maybe get the card that you want? No, that's on you, brother.
Yeah. No,
But that's the rig of the casino.
Yeah.
But
It's crazy how a casino, whatever game it is a winner. Let's play a game real quick. So I'm going to do a blind ranking game with you. All right. So you as a baddie daddy, there's a lot of things as a baddie daddy that we kind of take value in, that we appreciate. And I'm going to list one by one what Taylor thinks is ranked as a baddie daddy subject.
all right.
So where do you rank working out?
That's
As a baddie daddy, you don't know what else is coming. There may be worse. There may be better. Where do you rank you go in and get a good workout?
10.
10.
Yeah.
You think that you working out and getting a good workout is number 10 for you?
Yeah, because it's a me thing,
Okay.
and I know the stress that it puts on my wife and when I'm not there at the house. So yeah, I put it as a 10.
I'm making
That's
note of
an
that.
easy 10. That's an easy 10.
There may be worse. You don't know. There may be worse.
Can I
than
change
that.
my answers?
No, you cannot. So I have to now edit that as a 10.
You don't think that's a 10?
I don't think it's 10, but I know the list. And you put that as a 10.
This is a setup.
All right. Grilling out for the family on a Sunday afternoon. Where do you put that on a baddie daddy list?
Put it at a 5. I think it's really a 4, but I'm putting it at a 5.
I feel like that's higher for you. I feel that you love grilling out with your family. Like, that is your environment.
For sure.
Like, making food for other people, getting, just having that vibe, and you're probably drinking a couple of beers on a
100%.
Sunday afternoon. You're putting that at a 5.
I'm putting it at a 5 because I don't know the ranking. It's really a 4 for me. It's top 5. Top 5 for me as a
Okay.
father, as a husband. When you get to cook for your family, regardless if it's grilling or smoking or anything like that, I love that.
Yeah.
And Samantha, my wife, loves it too because it's Sunday fun day, and I usually have the weekends planned. She meal plans from Monday through Friday, and then I plan Friday or sometimes Friday through Sunday. That's how we meal prep. So that's why I'm putting it at 5. It's higher than a 5, but I don't know what the next.
All right.
I'm putting it at
So,
5.
Happy hour with the boys. Happy hour with the boys.
So that's a 9.
Friday at what?
That's a 9.
Oh.
I'd put that as a 10. I'd put working out before that, but yeah.
You have it at a 9 now.
But I'm looking at this as like a husband, and
are you looking at it from Taylor's perspective? Don't look at it like, how is Samantha going to judge you? How do you enjoy these activities?
I enjoy these activities a lot, but as a father and a husband, I can't just look at it from my perspective because
But you can. Like this is your perspective. This is your perspective. There is no repercussions from your answers here.
the problem is I put it as a 9 because I know there's always going to be other moments where we get to hang out. But I don't not like when you're like, hey, let's meet up and have some beers. I'm like, yes, let's do that,
Okay.
please. But
Yard
as a 9
work.
Ooh. That's a 3.
Really?
That's a 3, brother.
You like doing yard work.
I love
more
doing
than hanging out with the boys, more than grilling or working out. So doing yard work is a 3.
But
for
here's
you.
the finesse of the game. I am ranking it as a father and a husband. And as a father and a husband, I love yard work because I get to drive home every day and see my yard and see my neighbor's yard and rank it. So even if I have a shitty day at work, I see my yard, I'm like, damn, my grass still looks good.
Okay.
So that's a 3,
That's
Bubba.
valid. That's valid.
That's a 3.
I always felt like that yard work to me as a husband and father at some point would be fun. And I'm kind of opposite of you. I feel like it's more of a chore at this point in my life. All right. Coaching your kids.
Ooh. That may be a 1 for me.
Number 1.
That's going to be a 1 for me.
There's some other good ones.
All right. But I mean, listen, I'm biased. I mean, I've only coached Lee. We're doing baseball now. I love being in a sporting environment with my kid. I freaking love that, dude.
Seeing the competitiveness and stuff like that.
Just seeing my son, who he's going to be and who he is right now, is what I love the most. Like, and I'm a part of that, and I nurture that too. But I just, dude, Lee is such a competitor where I got to be around that. That's going to be a 1 for me, man.
Yeah, so seeing the competitiveness is always fun. Seeing the
confidence,
celebrations,
the confidence,
the
because
growth. Yeah.
because you see your kids in a sport that like they don't think they can do something and they do it.
Yeah.
And it's just the best. That's the best feeling. Yeah, that's number 1 for
All
me,
right.
for sure.
The next one is a fantasy football draft with the boys. Don't feel like you're guilty of having fun. This is you.
Yeah. But I'm going to rank this in both categories. This will be number 8.
Number 8.
I
Okay.
love.
So you're not appreciating daddy time.
No,
You alone time.
I am appreciating it all right now. That's how I'm asking these questions.
All right. So number 8, fantasy football draft with the boys.
Who started that?
Attending.
Hold on. No. Who started the fantasy football draft with the boys?
So we've always had a draft.
Yeah,
We've always had a
but
draft.
who started like going somewhere?
Yeah, so this year we had a remote fantasy football draft, and it was at Choctaw at the casino, and it was boys only. So Taylor was definitely a big proponent of that.
Because the year before, we do it at a buddy's house with a pool, and we come home just shit-faced, and you still have daddy obligations, and it's hard. The wives know we're going to be intoxicated. They know we're not going to be. You still have this responsibility to
Yeah.
it. So it's like, listen, if I'm going to go and drink with the boys and be stupid, I don't want to come home that night and be sober. I'll come home the next day and be sober. So if that's where my mindset is, so if I'm gonna do that, I want to be away from the family.
The next one, attending birthday parties with kids.
What's a 7?
Would you not say that was probably number 10?
No, like I said, I'm looking at this from a husband and a father's point of view. So if I can be around at a birthday party with my kids, have a little bit of a me time, and watch my kids have their time, that's a win-win. It's probably higher, but I'm just like, I know my scale right now.
So dinner as a family, going out to eat as a family.
6.
6.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's hard.
It is hard.
We have a 6-year-old, a 2-year-old, about to be 3-year-old, and a 3-month-old. So yeah, we haven't gone out as a family often.
Going out with 3 kids, and especially when they're younger, it is hard as a
Yeah.
family
Yeah.
because there's always something going on. You can't really sit there and relax and have that margarita on the patio like you envision. It's always something going on.
Or you playing
Somebody
around
wants something.
You playing around your baby taking a nap, and then they're fussing the whole time. You're
Yeah.
like, well, we gotta get this to go.
I would agree with that. All right. A group friend trip.
Mm.
You have a 2 and a 4 left. Group friend trip.
I don't know what the next question is gonna be. I'm gonna say a 2. The only reason why I like this is a 2. I love a group friend trip, and me and my wife get to go and just hang out. So it's gonna be a 2 for me. Yeah, that's a 2.
Okay.
Just me and her having fun with friends. That's a 2.
All right. Last one is hosting birthday parties. It has to be a 4 for you at this point, but
Yeah, but I love that. So I think everything I've answered, I would stand by for sure. 4.
all right. So Taylor's top 10 as a batty daddy is coaching the kids is number 1 for him. Number 2 is a group friend trip. Number 3 is yard work. Very questionable there. Number 4 is hosting birthday parties. Number 5 is grilling for the family on a Sunday afternoon, which he loves that. Number 6 is dinner as a family. Number 7 is attending birthday parties as a family. Number 8 is fantasy football drafts, and I'm going to call bullshit on that because I know how much he enjoys. This guy right here will plan around the fantasy football draft and make sure it happens, and it's to the full extent. So I'm going to call bullshit on that one. Number 9 is happy hour with the boys. Another one I'll call bullshit on. This guy right here will be the first one to try to do that. Then number 10 is working out. And
As a bad, you don't approve.
that's pretty apparent.
Let me defend my statement here. Let me defend my stance. I rank these. I think I would stand by every vote I had. Enjoyment was not the factor for me. It was life and enjoyment. So like the back 2 or 3, yeah, I enjoy those a lot more. But I juggle in the factor of my wife, my kids, what can I do? How often can I do it? I work out every week, and I know the struggles that it puts on my wife. So that's definitely going to be in the back. Same with happy hour when we go and have beers. I know she allows me to do these things, but I also know it's a me thing. So like the selfish things that I do is in the back. So that's why the selfless, I don't want to say selfless, but I am going to say selfless. The selfless things that I do have to be in the front because I think as a father, we enjoy having beers all the time, but we get to enjoy those things all the time. So I am going to commemorate the things that I cherish the most, that mean the most to me as a father, not as a brother. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
So yeah. If you're going to have another question, like, hey, what do you enjoy the most? No family involved? That's a different question. All right. So we do the same questionnaire, even though you know the answers and the questions. Hosting birthday parties.
Hosting birthday parties to me is a lot of fun. Like, I love being a host. I love having people over. And I think that we usually get a lot of our friends together at that point. And honestly, we've talked about this. Like, it turns from a kid's birthday party to our party at some point. I'm going to put that as a 5. That's right there in the middle for me.
Okay. I feel like y'all love hosting parties, and I think that should be higher up, but I'll continue. Group friend trips. And now I know like what your goals are this year. So let that influence like what you appreciate the most. We've only done a couple. Like I was looking at a picture the other day. We, before we all had kids, went to
Red River.
Broken
Bow.
and those were like there were some bad memories, but like still, all in all, like a great trip. Like I look back at those pictures, like man, that was a great trip.
I think group friend trips are so underrated. Like I feel like, especially with kids, it needs to happen more often. And between life and personal family trips, and we need to get together more often as a friend group with our kids involved, I will put that as a 4. I'll put that as a 4.
Okay. This plays in well. Dinner as a family.
Dinner as a family, so
10. That's a 10 for
no,
you.
it's not. No, it's not. It's actually like probably like a 7 for me. It is very stressful at times, but when it's a good dinner and the kids are somewhat obedient, it is a good time. Like, we go out to dinner as a family once or twice a week, and we do enjoy it. And it's more about us getting together, getting out of the house, having the kids have that experience of, going to a table and ordering, and, so having a nice dinner. I do enjoy that. It typically involves like a margarita or a beer on the patio. So maybe that's 7.
The next question is going to be loaded because I have 2 different scenarios for you. Attending birthday parties or attending birthday parties without sugar meat.
Okay. If it's at a sugar meat party, it's a 10. Attending birthday parties, I'll put attending birthday parties as an 8 for me.
Damn.
And it's not directly reflecting friend birthday parties. It's also reflecting, school friend birthday parties where it has to be a little awkward sometimes, where you don't know the parents. So you're kind of standoffish. The conversations are really mild.
Brother, you're speaking my language right now.
Yeah, so like those types of birthday parties are involved in that. So kids' birthday parties, I'll put it as an 8. Was that what I
And-
said? Was it an 8?
Yeah, interesting. So with sugar meat, is it still an 8 or no?
Well, sugar meat would be a 1.
Dean's birthday party, brother. You didn't have fun.
If I can rewind time, I would eat that sugar meat for sure. It caused way much more hell than I ever anticipated in my life.
All right. I'm going to switch it up on you. Coaching kids.
All right, so coaching kids, it's definitely up there. Because like you said, like seeing the progression of your child, seeing how they create friendships in that environment, and then ultimately winning with them, I'll put that as 2. Like, there's not much more that on a Saturday morning, you're getting ready, your kid is excited. You see the excitement in their face. They're getting ready. They're talking about the game. Like Kane or Sophia playing soccer, they talk about it the night before already. So I'll put that as a 2.
Fantasy football draft.
All right, I'll put fantasy football draft as a 6. And the reason being is because, like you said, there is that guilty feeling of, I'm leaving the family. I'm not going to be there. Is she going to be okay? Are the kids going to be missing me? Like, you kind of miss them. So as much fun as we have, man, I still want to do it next year, but I'll put that as a 6.
Interesting. After the chastising you just gave me, you gave it a 6.
I
That
did.
should be a 4.
And what'd you give it?
An 8, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe a 7. We're not far off on the numbers. While you ridiculed me, I'm like looking at the numbers like, yeah, we're really close. Okay, here we go. Now we're getting to the real manly substance of the conversation. Yard work.
10.
Damn.
Yard work to me is a chore. I don't go out there and enjoy it. Like, my kids want to be involved in it. They ride the 0 turn with me, and that's cool and all. But also, at the end of the day, I want to get it done. And a lot of times, it makes it a longer process. So I'll put that as a 10.
Working out.
I'll put working out as a 9. And the reason being is, like, you're right. I mean, it's your
You
own.
chastised me for putting a 10.
I did.
I definitely
did.
I'm influencing your numbers right now for sure.
I don't think so. I mean, at the end of the day, it is time away from the family. And it is kind of like your own time, and that's fine. And it's nice. Like, you have to have that hour to yourself throughout the day, and I get that. But also for me, I mean, it feels like you're just checking a mark, saying I got it done. So I'll put that as a 9.
All right. I switched it up on you here. Happy hour with the boys. 1 and a 3. You have 2 questions left. 1 and a 3.
I don't know the last one. I'll put happy hour with the boys as a 3.
Ooh.
It is a lot of fun. We get to chat. We get to bullshit. We get to get together and have a good time. So I'll put that as a 3. I don't know what's left.
You saved yourself. You saved yourself.
What's number 1?
Grilling for the family on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. So if you see my TikToks, I do like grilling out for the family. I'm not the best at it. I'm still learning a little bit. But grilling out for the family on a Sunday afternoon when it's sunny, the kids are outside playing, and they want to help a little bit. You get them involved. You're providing for the family by cooking. You're doing your part. It is a lot of fun. It's a relaxing moment. And sometimes it may not be the best food, but at the end of the day, you tried. The wife is happy because you took off her plate, and the kids are happy because they got to help. So I would say that's number 1 for me.
I'm proud of you right now. That's a good number 1 answer.
Daddy, let's go.
Because the way you were chastising me, I was like, this guy's going to.
So what was your number 1?
Coaching the kids.
Coaching the kids. That's a good one.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I was more prepared than you were, but I still wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Like,
'Cause I put
those
you on the spot.
questions- And it's not like, I've had 18 beers or something, but it's not like I remembered everything. So, yeah, that's our blind ranking of a baddie daddy activity. And tell us what you think. What's your favorite baddie daddy activity?
Yeah. As a wife, like, what do you think? Top 5 things you can do as a husband for your wife. What do you think they are? I say 5. I don't know. I'm just giving 5 off the top of my head.
Well, for my wife, top 5 things I can do for her is number 1 is cleaning. And with 3 kids, it takes a lot to keep the house maintained. We do a lot of maintaining throughout the week, and then we usually have a cleaning day on the weekend. So I'll definitely say cleaning is one of them. A second one is giving her rest. So on the weekends, from her dealing with the kids, dealing with work, a lot of things that can help her out is just letting her rest. As a mom, it is a lot. It is a lot. So she has a lot on her plate, throughout the week as far as cooking, and it just naturally happens, she feels obligated to always clean. So I feel like giving her rest and letting her just recoup or even sleep in, some days. Number 3 is just probably like alone time. Taking the kids on a Sunday morning, I'll load the kids up, go take them to get donuts, and say, hey, you have 30 minutes just to kind of breathe here, So that's a good one. Another one is probably
Diaper changing.
Trying to do your best on the diaper changing, on the getting the kids ready, kind of include it there in the morning, getting the kids ready. So definitely doing your part there. And then number 5 is always probably just showing love. At the end of the day, they need support. They need appreciation. Everybody does, right? You want that. So physically, emotionally, mentally, they want that appreciation. And just saying, hey, I love you, or hey, you're doing a great job.
Dude, I'm proud of you right now. I think those are 5 solid answers.
Is there anything that you would like add or change?
No, that's all of them, I would say, for sure.
Yeah.
Everything you said.
As a dad, we all kind of go through the same stuff. You know what I'm saying?
But even as a father, like, isn't it funny? This is just my own personal experience, but as a father, when you have kids, to me, I feel like there's only so much you can do as a father. And my wife, watching her with our children and how she is, like, it's just in her blood. And like, there's things that she does that I wouldn't think to do. And she'll, I don't want to say, like, ridicule me for. And it's humbling. It's also like, what are we talking about here? Depending on the kid and where we're at in life. But it's just different. Like, we can listen to our kids cry and be like, you know what? They're going to be okay. They just got fed. They have a clean diaper. They're not hurt. They're just laying in their crib crying because they want to be held. We can listen to that cry. Mothers cannot listen to that cry. It is hard for them. It's very hard. Even me having my daughter, I struggle with that now. We're like, I check A, B, and C, and she's still upset, and she just wants to be held and wants to be walked around, and mama does that with her every day. And I have
So
a
do your kids gravitate towards your wife more than you? And it's nothing on you, but like the figure, they gravitate towards the mom figure a lot more.
for sure. My oldest still gravitates to Samantha, but he respects me. My youngest is still in that age where, like, he's still a baby in a sense, and you know, it's hard because I'm not with him every day, and there's a different temperament between me and my wife, and you gotta take a back seat. But to me, that's what it's like. If you sleep through a night and you have a newborn and she was up all night, like, it's different.
And and I don't know how I got to this point as a dad. And I think most situations are like that, but my situation is different. Like my kids gravitate towards me and I am the comforting parent. And it's not that she does anything different, but for whatever reason in our household at night, our youngest one still goes to her, but my two oldest, they find me. They want to sleep by me, and it's tough, man. All right. I mean, talking about things that we enjoy and things that you rank as a baddie daddy is one of the things that I've always looked forward to, even before I had kids, was a moment with my kids that was, one of those pinnacle moments. And tomorrow I have my first daddy daughter dance with my oldest. And I'm not nervous about it, but it's like, man, this is one of those situations I've always thought about, right? I mean, you always see on TV or in movies, and you always think about what is that going to be like for me. So tomorrow, that's what's happening for me. I'm excited, man. I mean, to have that moment with my oldest finally, and to just share it with her, and then you know treat her like the princess that she is, right? But and then at some point when she gets older, we can look back at it and just cherish it. And this is one of those core memories I feel like is going to happen for me tomorrow. So that's going to be a baddie daddy moment for me for sure.
Well, I'm nervous for you. Um, but before I go on that, I think Sophia is going to cherish these moments so much more than you can imagine. I think it's why that school systems or education systems have these in place now, is to cherish the father and daughter relationship that is unexplainable. And so I think it's a very special moment. That's why I'm nervous, because we just had Valentine's Day. And so I was like, "What are you gonna do for your daughter on Valentine's Day?" I was like, "She's 2 months old. What do you do?"
Yeah.
I don't. It's a good routine to create a special bond between you and your daughter.
Yeah.
Like on Valentine's Day, what do I get her? I get her, some flowers. I can write her something, but she's 3 months old now. So I didn't feel like it was appropriate to do something, but that's why I think it's so special about a father and daughter dance. That's why I get anxious about it, because my baby girl's so young and she's still just a baby. And I get anxious because I don't want to have a father daughter dance because it makes me feel sad.
Well, I feel like that's why I like because it is a core memory. It's one of those moments that you've always looked at. Like I said, growing up or watching movies and seeing it, it's this pinnacle moment. They definitely are going to remember this because they are a princess at this time. And I'm going to remember it because she is my princess. For me, it's more about just being there for her and making a moment between me and her. I'm being there for her, and whatever she wants to do, if she wants to go dance, let's go dance. If she wants to just be to the side, okay, let's talk about it. So it may be also like a learning experience as well, who she is within her classmates and how comfortable she is in social settings.
I hear that and I'm happy for you, but it makes me anxious. And this is what's cool, that I finally have my little girl. Everybody wanted me to have a daughter.
Everybody knew that you needed to have a daughter
Why need to have a daughter?
because having that daughter, it just kind of puts you in a different perspective.
I didn't want to have a daughter just because I didn't want that vulnerable side of me. I'm already vulnerable all the time, but I didn't want to have a daughter to just unveil how weak I can be. And so when I hear about your experience of like having a daddy-daughter dance tomorrow, it makes me tense up because I know if I were in your shoes, I'd be very anxious of how special the moment's going to be. Sad too, not in like a moment of like it's not special, but it's like to me when I hear this, it's your little daughter. This is her first moment of being treated like a lady and a woman, and that to me breaks my heart knowing that I have a little girl and that I will be her first dance and I won't be her last. And this is why I didn't want to have a daughter,
Yeah.
but I have a daughter now. So
Yeah.
hey, so I'm gonna break this up. Can we say I was right when I was drunk in the Tips's pool and I found out Samantha was pregnant? Well, we knew Samantha was pregnant. It was like the first time Samantha had to yell at me to leave a party. And
Oh, yeah.
it was like Samantha was like, he's just sowing his wild oats. But it's like this is the fear I had then, and this is a reality that I live now. Is like I wasn't fearful of being a father. I was fearful of like we were 28, or we were 27, turning 28. And I felt once we had a kid, the hourglass was turned upside down because life was just life before kids. Just life. Like you're going through it, you're having good moments, you're having bad moments, but it's just life. And then when you have a kid, I was 27, but I didn't feel 27. I was still acting like I'm 21. And I just couldn't remember just being like, the hourglass is turned upside down.
Yeah.
So to me, like that's what having kids are. It's not, I don't want to say sad. It's transcendent. When you have a kid, like time is time, but when you have a kid, it makes it so much more meaningful
Yeah.
as a parent. And I said it then just because, yeah, like you realize you're getting older and you're going to die and stuff like that. But I mean it more as, I knew we were about to have a kid and a year was going to be different because you have somebody who's growing.
Yeah.
That you see maturing and that you cultivate to be a person that they're going to be somewhat to a degree. And, yeah, man, I hate watching my kids get older.
It's a tough reality for sure. Like more than us, it's more than us growing another age, another number. With them, it happens so much faster. For us, like you said, it's just another year. But when you see the growth in them personally, it's like, damn, this is happening.
And it's also like, it's funny to hear, but like your parents say, and my parents say, everybody says time flies. And I feel like when you have kids, that's what makes it fly. Not in a bad way. It's a good way, but just a different way to track time. Like, it's not like, oh, we're in, 2025. Because if I didn't have kids, it'd be 2025, it'd just be another year. What are we going to go out and hang out with just us? Like,
No.
you know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where it's like, you have kids, it creates a different value in life and meaning in life. And also, it's just life itself. Like, you realize, like, oh, I'm in this aspect of life. You don't feel like you're in that aspect of
Right.
life, but you're in that aspect of
Yeah.
life.
It definitely is a weird feeling for sure.
And that's whenever I hear you talk about like daddy-daughter dance, like
Yeah.
I'm not ready for that. I don't want to be ready for that.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes tomorrow.
It'll be good, dude. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
I'm proud
It'll
of
be
you.
fun. It'll be fun, I think.
It 100% will be fun. It's going to be a special moment. Don't let my drought attitude sway you from that. But I just, with me having my first girl, my only girl, I get sad because I don't want her to grow up. And with any baby, like, I know you're different about babies, but with all of our kids, like, you're holding them one moment in one hand, and the next thing you know, you're holding them with two hands, and they're walking. So it's just how fast time goes. And I feel like kids make it, that's what gives us the grasp of time is like kids.
I think as a parent, it's hard to balance the, oh my gosh, I wish that they were bigger. I wish that they were older. I wish they can do this. And then you also balance like, I don't want them to do that.
Yeah.
Like, when did you get so old? Like,
Yeah.
when did you be able to do that? Like, definitely there's no happy median there because you want one thing and then you ask for it and it happens and then you kind of miss the old way. And I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
It will go good, dude. I didn't mean to bring
Yeah.
a sour patch to this sweet moment of yours, but
Yeah.
me not having that moment and not thinking I would have that moment, that's what I think about.
You will in about 5 years, 6 years.
And I hope
That's
in
gonna
your
happen.
case there's no boys there, because in my daddy daughter dance there's not going to be any little boys there.
Yeah.
And she's not dancing with a little boy,
Right.
so
Slap the leg. Show her.
Yeah,
Maddie Daddy.
Daddy Daddy
Episode 6.
episode 6, man.